So, without further ado, and I'll let him give you even more context, please welcome to the stage my dear, dear friend and one of the sponsors of the Young People's Provision and the Voices of Tomorrow panel, Mr. Nick James.
Hello, I'm back. So, as Danny just shared, I was extremely lucky, extremely fortunate. At 12 years of age, my mum came to me and said, I'm going to Hawaii for 2 weeks to a Tony Robbins event. Do you fancy coming with me? I went, what's it about? Not really sure. And she told me a little bit what it was about. I went, don't know, maybe. She went, well, the alternative is that you can go to school for the next couple of weeks and you can stay with your nan and granddad in Birmingham in their flat. I went, was it Hawaii, you said? Sounds like a good deal. So off I went to Hawaii with my mum, and what's crazy, and this is the reason why I decided to sponsor the young person's provision for this event, was what they did back then in 1994 at Tony Robbins in Hawaii is actually quite similar to what Danny's created here. There was a young person's provision that ran alongside those events, and throughout my teenage years, my early 20s, I was very lucky to travel all over the world, attending and then working at some of Tony's events, and that was why when Danny created the vision for the provision that she has for young people, I was like, I'm in, I want to support it. She then told me how much it was, and it was too late for me to back out. So here we are. So this panel, what we're about to do here on stage, I think will be really insightful. I'm really excited about it. And the reason is this: raise your hand if you feel that the education system isn't set up for everyone to win and everyone to succeed. Raise your hand if you feel the education system failed you. Some of this was a very long time ago. Oh, come on, that's a joke. I wasn't being serious. Some of you, a very long time ago. Raise your hand if you feel that the education system fails you. Yeah, alright, cool. So, this panel is incredible. So, I've got two young people I'm going to introduce you to. Daniela Sutton, at 17 years of age, is a championship-winning racing driver. That is incredible. Evan Hogan, at 15 years of age, has built a business that generated over $400,000 last year in revenue. That's pretty amazing. So what we're going to do over the next maybe 20 minutes is have a conversation and hopefully demonstrate to you what's possible when we make significant changes to how we show up, how we lead young people. Because these young people have been led incredibly and in very different ways. And also, hopefully, will inspire us. I'm a parent, I've got two boys, they're 12 and 16. How can we inspire? How can we motivate? How can we lead our young people so they can achieve amazing things? So please welcome to the stage, Evan Hogan and Daniela Sutton. Give a round of applause. Daniela, I'll come to you first. What inspired you to get into being a racing driver? I'm guessing many of your friends and peers didn't have that dream or that ambition when you did. What inspired you to get into becoming a racing driver?
Well, when I was 6 years old, my dad took me indoor karting in Daytona, Manchester. It's now known as Team Sport Trafford, if any of you have been to that track. And it was a fantastic experience. I loved it. And my dad always took me to do experiences, not knowing that, unfortunate for him, but fortunate for me, I'd now be a racing driver. And it kind of spiraled from there. And when I was 12 years old, I began competing nationally in karting in the Daniel Ricciardo Series UK Championship, Alongside that, I won the Total Karting Zero UK North Championship in 2022. And then at the beginning of last year, I won the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Scholarship to compete in car racing from a working class background, and without it, it wouldn't have been possible.
Give a round of applause. I'm curious to know, one of the things I really wanted to ask you, and Evan, I'll come to you in a moment. Who were your heroes when you started? Who are your heroes now? Who do you look up to? Who do you aspire to be like?
So, if many of you know Ayrton Senna, a past racing star, he was an idol of mine, almost. But a modern racing star is Natalie Decker. She races in NASCAR. And most of you won't know without looking thoroughly into my life, but I have juvenile arthritis, which is a chronic pain condition where my immune system attacks my own joints, and I'm on immune suppressant medication because of that. And she has rheumatoid arthritis, which is a disease parallel to that. So she's been a real idol of mine because I've looked up to her because she's at the top of NASCAR in America and she's racing at the top level in American motorsport. So I really looked up to her and was persevered through motorsport because of her. But big idols of mine, not idols, but people I look up to are my stepmom Rachel over there and my dad, because without them it wouldn't be possible.
Amazing. Evan? Hey, you've built a business, $400,000 plus just last year. This is a gaming business. How did you get into that? What was the start of that journey?
I don't really remember. I just liked playing games. I saw people making stuff, and I was like, "Yo, I want to do that."
Yeah.
So I went and did that. You know.
How old were you when you made your first game when you started?
My first actual game made in Engine. I was 12. It was December 11, 2022. I was just starting to work on a little monkey game because, why not? I wanted to do it. And I thought it was fun to work on it with my friend, and we were having a lot of fun. And yeah.
What I love in both cases here is you're just doing what you absolutely love, both of you. What you absolutely enjoy and it lights you up. And I think we're given, I don't know about anyone else in this room, it's almost like the path is laid out for you. You should go to school, get good grades, go to university, get a good job, and that's the way you should do it. And I just love in both of your cases. And by the way, hats off to your parents. Can we give a round of applause to their parents, by the way? Because most parents would not, at 12 years of age, go, oh yeah, don't worry about schoolwork, bang, go create a computer game. They wouldn't do that. By the way, I shouldn't tell you this, but I will. When we met on Zoom last week, and I said to the guy, I was like, so, what's your education? How does that work? And Evan's mum went, he's homeschooled. I went, okay, how does that work? He went, well, kind of. Which I read to be that he spends most of his time working on his business and he does a little bit of homeschool as well. So hats off to both your parents. Same question I asked to Daniela for you. Who do you look up to? Who are your heroes? Who do you aspire to be like?
I've seen, back when I first started, I wasn't really inspired from anyone. I wanted to make my own stuff. I wanted to add my own little charm to things. But as of now, I've started to look up to indie studios like Nublan Interactive, another Axiom Incorporated, making some of the big games, big VR games, big shooter titles, if you've heard of stuff like Autokill. And I've been very inspired to do stuff like that.
So where, can you imagine at 15 years of age having a business that did over $400,000 last year? That blows my mind. Where do you see yourself going next? Where do you even go from there? That's pretty amazing as it is. Where do you go from here? Where do you see yourself going next?
I think hopefully in the next few years, I hope that I'd get to be at least 800 grand, 900 grand in revenue, and I want to get sorry, I'm just getting a little bit.
Well, I think 800 or 900 grand when you'll be 15, 16 years of age is a pretty cool goal to have. So congratulations for that. And my experience has always been that the end goal is not necessarily always in sight, but as long as you can see the next step on the journey, then the next one becomes clear later down the line. So I love that you've got that goal. Daniela, like, I think I know the answer to this. Where are you going?
I want to be a Formula One driver, and I believe that I'm going to make it.
Yes. Forgive my ignorance. I don't believe there's yet been a female Formula One driver.
There has been female Formula One drivers in the past, but
See, I don't know.
only not one recently anyway.
Okay, cool. So you'll be like the next one. Let's have that.
Well, I
intention.
want to be the first female Formula One world champion, so.
Nothing like aiming for the top and setting the standard. Love that. The next question, I'm a little bit nervous to ask, but I felt like I have to ask it. Who here in the room's got kids? Raise your hand if you've got kids, okay? So as I mentioned, I've got 2 boys, they're 12 and 16. When I look at what you are doing, what you have achieved, like, I'm in awe, I really am. What advice would you give to parents who maybe are sat here in the room or even on this stage and are thinking, like, I love your ambition, I love your drive, I love the fact that you see yourself, you know, as world champion and you see this massive business. What advice would you give to us as parents? How can we create a space or an environment where that becomes possible for you?
I'd say keep learning and keep learning, like, with your children, like, alongside them. My dad always called me a sponge. He said, when we started karting, I was the mechanic on my car. He said, you're the sponge, you're young, you can learn all of this. Because we didn't even know what a sprocket was to begin with on a kart. So when we were doing the mechanics, he was like, yeah, you can be the educational sponge, you can learn all of this. And then he'll try and learn along the way with me, as well as my stepmom Rachel being the coordinator of us both. So I'd say just keep learning and trying to adapt to, like, the different situations that get thrown at you. I think you need to keep pushing. This goes for, like, everyone, even people without children. Just keep pushing in your businesses, within your personal life, mental health-wise, health-wise, it all gets better. And there is another side to what might be seen as, like, the end. There isn't really an end. You just keep pushing through, because when moving from karting to cars, the scholarship was my only real chance to push into car racing. Otherwise, that would have been, quote, the end. But people have told me that I would have made it eventually because of determination and perseverance that I have. But there is always opportunity out there for you to, like, develop as a person, develop as a business. And you can always change your mindset when it comes to, like, dealing with your children and how to, like, just improve in general.
Very nice. Yeah, a little round of applause. Evan, like, same question. What advice, like, I see what you've done in your business, and I'm blown away, and I'm going, like, especially for my youngest, he's 12. He's not necessarily, like, super academic, but he's, like, got so many different gifts and skills. Like, what advice would you give me? You were 12 when you started making games. What advice would you give me? I'm parenting a 12-year-old. Like, how can I help him achieve amazing things like you have?
So basically, listen to your kids, okay? Let them do what they want to do. You know, like, my mum, she pulled me out of school because I wanted to do stuff. I wanted to get big, and I got big, and now I'm here. I couldn't do it without my mum.
Yeah, I mean, I've already said it, and I'm just going to say it again. Like, your parents have done such an incredible job. You know, listening and taking you out of school. That is not something that most parents would do. Like, that's listening times 10, isn't it? That's really listening and allowing you to follow your own path. I think this environment, this experience, this room we have here, like, it would be remiss of me to not ask this question. Who in the room would be up for supporting both Daniela and Evan on their journeys? Raise your hand for me if you'd be up for supporting them and putting something behind them, right? So I'm going to ask a favour of the room. So, well, two things. First of all, Daniela, why don't you just share, like, how can we, me included, the room, how can we support you? Like, you're on a quest to become the first female world champion. How can we support you in doing that?
So next year, I've just signed a contract to deal with Chris Dittman Racing to race in British Formula 4 for next season. 3 steps away from Formula 1.
First of all, how amazing is that? So you told me earlier you're going from junior racing, season's just finished, into Formula 4, which is like the first step in professional racing.
Yeah, so moving from junior racing, I'm kind of leaving the junior racing career not behind, I'm still carrying it with me. That will still be a big part of me, and I don't think you should ever leave anything behind, really, because that's what has made me the racing driver, the person that I am today. I think genuinely, to support me, I need sponsorship and partners. It's not just a sticker on a car, it's not just an inanimate object, it's a growing partnership with me, so that I can help your business flourish and hopefully generate a return on investment with good business to business between my sponsors. So, for example, I have a sponsor, Alica Bank, which is a business bank based in London, that it's all very personal. So instead of speaking to a chatbot online, they actually have a regional manager for you to speak to, and it makes it all personal again, and like makes your banking simple as well as Menzies Distribution, which are a large haulage company. So I have all these partners that can work together to generate a return on investment for you if you invest on me.
Yeah, I think, by the way, we've got a QR code for you. Scan this code if you want to find out more about what Daniela's doing, or if you'd be so kind as to support and fund Daniela's journey to becoming the first female world champion. So scan the code and go support. Something that Daniela shared with me earlier is that Alica Bank, is correct? Alica Bank have set something up, which I'm going to look at this as well. If you set up an account with them through Daniela, if they know that's where you've come from, they will increase their sponsorship for her. They'll back her with their money. All you got to do is open an account and use them. And like I said, from what Daniela's told me about it so far, I'm like, why would you not do that? All you got to do is open an account and start using it, and then Daniela and her career benefit from it. So scan the code if you'd be so kind as to go and support Daniela on her quest. Evan, how can the room support you? What can we do for you, my friend?
I'd just like you to have a look at my website, zorwire.com. I'd like a lot of feedback. I have a Discord community back in discord.gg/zorwire if you want to look at that. I'd just like a lot of feedback, so I want to change the games to how everyone would like it. I want to listen to people's opinions. I want to fix what's bad and make what's good even better. So, yeah, and you can scan over that.
And if they scan the code there, that takes them to your website, correct?
I think so.
Yeah. So scan the code, takes you to the website, go and check out what Evan is up to, what he's doing, and get involved, get stuck in. So, Big Festoon, please join me in giving a massive round of applause to our Young Voices of Tomorrow panel, Daniela Sutton and Evan Hogan. Give them a round of applause.
What an incredible panel. The very first of our Voices of Tomorrow panel, hosted by Nick James. Give them a round of applause, make some noise, Big Festoon. Should we get a photo? Are you right for a photo? Yes? Yes. Let's get at the front here, come on. And when I go 1, 2, 3, these lot are gonna go wild. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Amazing, amazing. All right. All right.
So, super quick. Who here, I can't see many people because of the lights. Who here has booked to attend my Marketing Accelerator in the North Tour, Leeds, Manchester, Nottingham, or Birmingham? Give me a show of hands if you have. Amazing. Can't wait to see you there. If you haven't, then remember to scan this code and you can book your place. It's £1 to book. You get a full day of training with me about how you can grow your business, how you can get more leads, more opportunities, more inquiries, so you can get the clients, the customers, the cash that you want. It's free to come, you pay a £1 booking fee, that is it. So if you haven't already, scan the code. I'd love to see you there. Daniel Wallace and Big Next Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Everyone.